yeah, it's exciting to be here. I'm a very fan of you, the whole Super Team Vietnam ecosystem. I've been working with a lot of the other Super Team members from other Super Team countries as well. I've been working with Super Team Mexico this week actually. I want to do a couple of workshops on their hackathon. I've been working with Super Team India, Super Team Turkey, and many more. So, yeah, very excited to be here. I've been talking with Tuan for a while to do this, and we finally got to do it. So, yeah, excited to do this. Alright. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Nice. All right. So today is going to be a very quick and easy workshop. Really, just going to be an introduction more than anything, and I'm just going to guide you through about what the pari-mutuel protocol is. So, the Hero Network, we the Hero Labs. We are a contributor to the Hero Network, and the Hero Network, what it is a let's say there's two main protocols on top of the Hero Network. Right? We have the Dexterity protocol and we have the pari-mutuel protocol. Now today we won't be touching on the Dexterity protocol because it's a little bit more complex and it would need a little bit more of a follow-up than just a 1 hour class. So we won't be touching that today, but we will be touching more on the pari-mutuel protocol, right? So what are pari-mutuels? In a simple form, they're just dual outcome betting. So for example, you have a pool that you want to bet on the volatility of Bitcoin, right? You can bet either long or short instead of time, right? So for example, you say, I bet that in the next 5 minutes, I don't know, Bitcoin is gonna go up, right? So you bet in the long pool, and then there's another one that there's another person that says, I bet that it's gonna go down, so you bet in the short pool, right? And when the pari-mutuel contest starts, that's when the strike price gets in. So for example, at that time, it takes a snapshot of the price of Bitcoin at that precise time, right? So let's say it was 50,000. God wish it was 50,000 again, but anyways, so it's 50,000, right? And then at the end of the 5 minutes, it's 100,000. So yeah, that means that the price of Bitcoin went up in that 5 minute interval or 5 minute time, and the person that put the bet on long pool then won because they bet that the volatility of Bitcoin would make it go up, and it did basically. So yeah, and then they get the payout of the whole entire pool minus a few fees for the Hero Network and the liquidity providers, but in general, you would win. Whatever the calculations are basically, you win all the pool minus the fees. So yeah, that's how it works. That's how the pari-mutuel network works. Oh, you share screen. I got you. No problem. Entire screen. Perfect. Actually, let's see if I can find something real quick. Yeah, 1 second. Now, if you want to go a little bit more in depth on the pari-mutuel protocol, I really recommend you to go through this documentation right here. I'm going to share the link in the chat, and you should be able to go here and just read a little bit more about it. But you know what? Let's take an actual example of how it looks like. Actually using the pari-mutuel network. So let's go here. Let's go to Hero. Let's go to Dev, the pari-mutuel Hero Network, which is a open source UI, by the way. So you can grab this UI, you can do whatever you want with it, completely open source, and then you can start trading actually, and you can start using the pari-mutuel network on DevNet. So for example, it's a BTC-USD, and I want to do the 1 minute market. I already have my wallet connected, and I'm gonna airdrop myself. Wait, I gotta first. I'm gonna use Sulfur actually. Yeah. On the account, I'm gonna create a new one. Huh? Create new burner. I guess I'm gonna create a burner. Vietnam. Great. All right, let's get in here. Let's switch to DevNet. Great. Now we're in DevNet. Okay. Now I'm gonna order myself some Sol. Oh wait, I gotta disconnect. There we go. Okay, great. Now I'm just gonna order myself some DevNet Solana, some USDC, and some Hero. Why not Hero, right? Yeah. All right, great. Now I should have about 1,000 USDC or 100,000 USDC that I can just trade with, and I can just start placing bets. And you can start experimenting with how the pari mutuel network works, right? So, for example, we see BTC USD longer here. Just place a bet, select the precision, approve. Just use it like 1 minute. Failed to single transaction. Short transaction. Huh. Do I not have? Am I not on DevNet, baby? No, I haven't. Oh, I have no Solana. That's why. I thought I did have Solana though. Okay. Let me send some Sol from another. Let me see. Sorry about this, guys.
I can send
What's
you.
up?
I can send you soon on
Yeah,
DevNet. You can give me your
yeah,
wallet.
please, please. Apparently the faucet that we're using doesn't work anymore here for some reason. So, yeah, if you can send me some Sol and DevNet, that'd be cool. Oh man. Also, I'm gonna drop the link for this as well, so you guys can play with it. Now, what's the beauty about the actual pari mutuel network? You may think that it might be a little bit too simple, right? Just dual outcome betting, right? But that's kind of like the main gist of it. Like the pari mutuel network is not just about just betting, right? It's also about shared liquidity. So anybody can connect to this network. Anybody can access the same liquidity that other players or other platforms are using. Anybody can also add their own fees, and they can just immediately provide immediate, actual outcomes to their users. They can provide odds, and they can provide everything. So this means that you, as a basically as an app builder, or as a game builder, or as a anything builder, right? You are not constrained anymore by the liquidity constraints of the actual of actually having pari mutuel, game up and running. Because, for example, in regularly when you would have like this kind of game, it would be very hard to have something that's like that already has liquidity in there. So to bootstrap liquidity and to make users play, they would also want to see that there's some money in there that they can actually make. So it's kind of like a chicken and egg problem, right? So with the Hero network, you actually develop something called the SAM, which is the Smart Automated Market Maker, which market makes in this dual outcome style betting and places bets as well, and provides liquidity to the pool so that people can enter the markets and they can still win money, without having to actually, just wait for somebody to just enter. So yeah, that's one of the beauties of the pari mutuel network. Anyways, thanks, and thanks. Check. Perfecto. Alright, now we should be able to place bets. There we go. Nice. Alright, so we place a bet. 1 minute position. I see it right here. I gotta wait 1 minute. I don't want to wait 1 minute. But anyways, we can see that pari mutuel bet went up already, and we can check the odds right here. So the pool size is 255. I put in $100, so I'm getting about a 1.44x if I win. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, so this is kind of like just a quick example of how the pari mutuel network works. Now let's actually get into the documentation and let's start building with the pari mutuel SDK, specifically the pari mutuel TypeScript SDK, right? So this right here is a very good example. I'm going to send it here in the chat, which is the Hero by Example series that I am doing, I have to update a little bit probably, but it still should work perfectly. And also, I'm also going to send you some scripts that I have as well for the party mutual network. So give me 1 second. There we go. All right, and we also have a script right here to help you with specifically place positions. So you can get this information, you can learn a little bit more about the party mutual SDK. But yeah, let's actually get into it and let's start like printing out some values and then even placing orders, right? So if we go to the terminal or we go to Visual Studio Code, let's oops, I don't want to see you right now. I don't want to see you, not you, you, and you. Let's open a new one. Open a new file. Let's just call this super team party for party mutuals, right? Create a new file, open it, go on the terminal. Then we do I always forget how to the exact thing to like start the TypeScript project. So you're gonna want to do a npmi. I'm gonna send the link as well here how to create your own TypeScript project as well. So with this link you can just follow the commands. You know, just follow the once you create a file, you know, just do npmi TypeScript -- save -dev. After that, do npx tsc init. And you should be good to go. Yes. Yep, that's it. So just those two commands and that should be fine. All right. So we already have everything that we need here. Now create a new file and we're going to call this just index.ts. Now first, before beginning, we're going to install the dependencies that we need for this project, for this quick script, right? So for this one specifically, we're going to need the Solana Web3.js library and the Hero Network Party Mutual SDK library. So let me copy this and send it to you in the chat as well. So these are the ones that we need, and you can just install them by just copying the actual things and just do npmi, for example. All right, and npmi Hero Network Party Mutual SDK. All right, great. So now that we already have our SDKs up here, we can start by importing them. So, you know, just this here, get this here. Great. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to set up our actual we're gonna set up our configurations first. So you can initiate a constant called config, which for this we're going to actually, you know, since we're gonna start on DevNet, since I probably assume that most of you guys don't want to lose money on mainnet, so let's just play for in DevNet for the moment. We just get from our SDK instance that we imported right here, and we get our dev config, right? Or devnet config or dev config. Should be the same thing, but I use dev config most of the time. After that, let's initiate our actual RPC. So I'm just gonna do RPC here equals, and then we can actually get an RPC. You know, if you don't have one, if you don't have, I would always recommend getting a private RPC. And actually, let's get one real quick. To get a private RPC, all you have to do really is just go to Helios, just for testing, you know. Helios.xyz. You go here. Nope, I don't want to connect my fonts. I want to connect my sulfur. There we go. send a message, you create a new API key, then bam, you can get your own RPC. So let's get the DevNet one, right? And just paste it here as a string. And let me send you guys the actual link here to Thales as well, so you can get your own RPCs. After that, we're going to establish a connection to the Solana blockchain with the connection class from the Web3 import that we're doing here for this Solana Web3.js library. So we're just going to do connection equals new connection, new Web3 connection, right? Forgot. Open brackets, and then inside I'm just going to do first RPC, and then you're going to do the commitment, which for this I always use just confirmed. Perfect. All right. After we establish our connection, our RPC, and our config, we should be able to start initiating all the variables. So first we're going to actually get, we're initiating our pari-mutual Web3 instance. So I'll just do another constant and call it pari-mutual Web3. Or call it whatever you want, but just remember you call it that. And then we're going to do new. We're going to do SDK dot pari-mutual Web3. And in here, we have to pass our contents to make sure that we're going to be using the network that we want. So first we're going to pass our config, which we already set up right here for the DevNet config, right? Which it's basically just an object that holds an array, like all the keys for DevNet. So it always knows like which network we're in and what keys to use. And then we're going to pass in the RPC, sorry, the connection. Perfect. All right, now that we already have our pari-mutual Web3 instance initiated, we can keep going. All right, if you want to do mainnet, by the way, you can just change this to mainnet config or staging config, whichever, like this, and that's mainnet, right? You can see right there. But for the moment, we're just going to do DevNet, and whenever you change into mainnet, you also got to switch your RPC to also mainnet. So keep that in mind. All right, so now we're going to retrieve some specific data from the pari-mutual contest, right? So right here, we're going to retrieve a few things. First of all, we got to select which market we want to do, right? So for the moment, let's just use the BTC USD market. So let's initiate a new constant called market. And we're just going to do SDK dot market, market per enum. And from here we can get the BTC USD market, right? Perfect. All right. After we have this, we can then start retrieving data from the actual SDK about the contest itself. Which for this we're gonna be retrieving the time intervals, the IDs of the slots, the amount that is in long pools, the amount that is in short pools, etc., and some other information as well. So for this, we're gonna do get market pop keys first. So we're gonna do another one, which is gonna be called market pop keys equals SDK dot get market pop keys, and we're gonna pass in right here just the config first and the market per. So this right here, the market that we initiated beforehand. All right. Now, what this is going to return us is just an array of all the different intervals, right? So for BTC-USD. So for BTC-USD, we have many markets, right? For example, you have where's the actual crap? Okay. Let me just did I not paste it here? I did not paste it here. Okay. Just gonna grab it real quick again. Yeah. So for the pari-mutual network, you can have a specific market, and you can have multiple intervals for that market, right? So for BTC-USD market, there's a 1 minute, there's a 5 minute, 15 minute, 1 hour, and 1 day, right? At the moment on DevNet. Yes. So at the moment, we don't really want to do like all the markets. We just want to do the one that we can utilize fastest. So we're just gonna go with the actual 1 minute market, right? So do another constant. I know, many constants, right? And for this one, we're just gonna do like, we're gonna call it duration. And we're just gonna put right here the time, which in this case it would be in seconds. So we would just do 60. So 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds, right? Then we're gonna start filtering by the actual market pop keys so that we can actually get, since this is an array, we want to just filter by the ones that have the actual 60 seconds duration time, right? So you gotta do is do new const and do, I don't know, what do we call this? Selected, I guess. Yes, selected is fine. Selected market. And then we're gonna do here, it's equal to market pop keys dot filter, wait. And in here, we're gonna have our actual contest object. There's sort of actual like interval market. So I'm just gonna call this int dot duration is equal to duration. All right, so just gonna filter through the array, and it's only going to return the one that the duration matches the duration that we want. So for example, right here, it's going to be still an array, but it's going to be an array with only one object now. All right, so okay, let me just go back here to the docs. By the way, I'm just following this example right here, so you guys can come here, and anything that you don't understand, just go back here and you can read it up and you can understand better, because I have a little bit limited time to actually start explain some things. So yeah. All right. So right here, now we're gonna initiate. Now that we already have all our contests ready, we can actually start getting the data. So initiate a new function. We're gonna call this just let's see, get data equals, make it an asynchronous function. So just async. Open it up here, and the first thing that we're gonna do here is we're gonna get our actual pari mutuals, right? So what we do with this is const. We call this pari mutuals. Set an equal sign, and we're gonna do a wait, and we're gonna do SDK. Sorry, actually no. This is a method from the pari mutual web3 class that we initiated beforehand. So pari mutual web3, and then we do here get pari mutuals, right? And inside we gotta pass in first our market array of the ones that we want to get. So for example, we're just gonna pass in the selected market that we got here before, which should be only of length 1, but it's still the market that we want to get, and just a number of how many we want. You can just leave that up as blank, to be honest. So let's just do that. All right, and from here, here's your checkpoint. Your app should, your script should look something like this at the moment. Just take it in, and let's keep going. Right now, we're just gonna console log and see what we got. Yeah, let's just see what are we getting here. So just gonna do console.log JSON.stringify. I'm gonna pass in pari mutuals, and since it's an array, I just want to get 1. To be honest, just to see what type of data I'm getting. So I'm just gonna get 1, and yeah, let's just call the get data function on a file. Perfect. So how do you run a file right here on TypeScript? So you can just easily do npx ts-node and just call your actual file. So you don't even have to compile it to do it. So it already does it. So just do npx ts-node, and then just put your file name and also the the .ts. So we're gonna run this file, and right here we get our object. Nice. So right here we got our object for the pari mutual for one of the 1 minute pari mutual contests, right? So this data is kind of messy right now. So it's also in BN, in big numbers, so we can't really understand it ourselves. Like, it's not human readable. So let's make it human readable, and let's make it something that we can actually console out, so that we can make a so we can actually display some data and understand better about the markets. All right, so this is the big object that we got, right? And right here, what we're going to be interested in is more strike price, depending on the market, the strike, index price, slot, active long positions, active short positions, and if it's expired or not, which should be a Boolean value, right? So to get this data, we're just going to get it. We're just going to print it out based on how many we get, right? So right now, I'm just going to get I'm going to put also here number 5, so we only get 5 markets. So pari mutuals that for each. Actually, for each, a for loop should be faster. So for const pari, let's just call this pari, right? Wait, of pari mutuals. We're gonna do, we're gonna initiate our constants first for inside of this pari object, right? So we're gonna do const. Let's see. First, we're gonna do time to start. So time to go live, right? Which in this case should be. We can access this by just getting the object, the pari object, and we're gonna go through pari. Then we're gonna go to info. Then we're gonna go to pari mutual, and right here we can access all the data from the contest, as you can see. So first we're gonna get the time interval. So we're gonna do time window start. That's the one that we're gonna get, and then we're gonna also do it to number, because right now it's in big number form. So you're not gonna get the actual something that we can use. So we just set it to number. We just get it with a to number method, and we're all set. All right. After this, we're gonna get the short pool. Let's see how much is in the short pool, right? For this for each market. So just do short pool equals same thing, pari dot info dot pari mutual dot, and then you just go active short positions. And then you do 2 number or 2 decimals. I'd rather do 2 decimals so it's more precise. Apparently the method is not applicable here, so just do 2 numbers then. Then we do the same thing, but for long positions. So you can just copy that in here, and just change the variables to long. It should be the same thing. There we go. Then what are we getting as well? We're also going to get the, let's see, what else we get? The expired, all right, if it's expired or not, right? The Boolean value. So const expired equals pari for the pari mutual that expired. All right, so they should already be at Boolean value, so it shouldn't matter. We shouldn't we don't have to do anything here. It should be a 0 or a 1, which if I believe 0 was true and 1 was false, or vice versa. I forgot really. I get confused sometimes with that kind of thing. Then we're gonna do index for the index price, because if it's live, we're gonna also have if it's expired, we're gonna have an index price, and we're gonna have a strike price. If it's live, we're gonna have only a strike price, and if it's not live yet, we're not gonna have a strike price yet. So we're not gonna have either. But let's just get it as well, and just to see what we get, right? So pari info, pari mutual. And then I'm just gonna do index here. Same thing for strike. And then we're gonna set 2 number. And if I believe so as well, with the numbers here, we also gotta format them. So we gotta divide them by USDC decimals. Yes, we gotta divide them by 1,000,000, right? So let's get a new constant up here, which is the USD decimals for the USDC decimals, right? Which should be about 1,000,000, right? And let's just divide our actual USD values by this. So short pool, long pool. Then we're also going to get index divided by this, and this as well. Perfect. All right. Now we should be able to just print out this data. So right here, let's do console.log. Open it up. I'm just gonna do a mic space. I'm just gonna do time equals time window start. Then we're gonna have here. Let's see. We're gonna showcase as well. Just gonna go down. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going down. That's it. Short pool. Put the dollar sign before it as well because it's should be a USDC value as well. Then we're gonna do long pool. We're gonna do if it's expired or not, right? Then we're gonna do an index. Actually, let's just strike first. And then the index. Perfect. Now we should be able to run this file and we should get all the data a little bit, more formatted in a nicely way that we can, actually display and showcase the user eventually. So just do npx.th node. And we gotta do here our file index.ts. Let's run it. There we go. Nice. So we got a bunch of contests here. We got a few that are still to begin, and then a few that are already expired from a long time ago. But there are just a few contests that actually matter to us, right? Just a few of them. So the actual contests that matter to us are these ones, are these three right here, right? So why so, right? Wait, actually, should be these three right here. What time is it? It's already 39. Okay. Should be these ones right here, right? It should be the first two before that are not expired before the first one that's expired, right? Because what does this mean? The first one right here means that it's live, means that we can actually start entering positions here to bet on the next 5 minutes. This one right here means that it already locked up and people already placed their bets in here and they already have it there, so they can you can actually start seeing the market live and see who's winning and who's losing. And this one, which is the first expired one, which we can get the data of about which side won and which side lost, right? So for example, right here, we can see that we have a strike price, right? That's the strike price of when the contest began. And this one right here had a strike price and then had a close price. So if we can check right here, we can see that the strike price was 27,162.50. Oh wait, I think I need 2 more zeros actually on the USDC thing. It's not USDC, it should be just USD value. So it should be the 2 more zeros actually. 1 second. Let's try again that. Oh, right. My bad. Yes. npx_ts-node and index. That's yes. All right, perfect. Now we should be getting the actual data that we want. All right, nice. All right, so you can see right here, the ones that I was talking about, right? Which was the, the first expired one, and then the first seconds to the expired one, which should be, this first one should be the open one, this second one should be the live one, and this one is the first one that expired, so we can see which side won or not. All right, so these are the three that really matter to us, and that we're really going to be looking at more. Because these ones right here on the bottom, they still have some time until they begin, so people don't really matter, they don't really care about these ones. And the ones on top here that are already expired, they've already been expired for a while, so we don't really care about those either. So we're just going to look at these three first ones, right? Okay, so now that you know how to get your data, I'm going to copy these and send it in the chat as well here. I'll do TS. So you guys can copy it and paste it if you want to use it. Alright, copy paste the script in here so you guys can see it. Now, we got our data, right? But what's the fun in just getting data? Let's actually start placing some orders. What do you think? Yep. So for that, we can go to a script right here. And we can just, for example, this script implementation right here, which I'm going to add to the pari-mutual work tree here by example, but I haven't added it yet, so I have to add that actually. But anyways, we're going to be importing, we're going to be getting a new dependency, which is going to be BS58, right? So let's just do npmi BS58. Let's just import it in here as base 58. Oops, not you. Perfect. Now from here, why do we need base 58? Because we're going to be actually starting to place some bets. And to place some bets, we actually start need our private key, right? Because, you got to place some bets somehow, right? So make sure that you go to the, to the example website so you can airdrop yourself some DevNet USDC and some, well, we don't have more DevNet Sol apparently, so just some DevNet USDC and get DevNet Sol somewhere else so you can actually start placing bets, right? So let's go here and let's go to security, should be? I guess it should be security, right? Change passwords, manage apps, signed message logins. Crap, where can I see my actual, I guess here? There we go, export private key. Oh, okay, show. I got you. Alright, so get your private key. Oh, in this case, we already have it in, alright, we already have it in that format that we want, so I didn't know Sulfur gave it like that, so okay. So we're just gonna do here our brief key. And we're gonna do new unit 8 array. And inside, just paste your array string depending on what you have, right? So for example, if you're using Phantom as your primary wallet, you should be getting a string instead of an array, of a unit 8 array for your private key. So if you actually want to use a your string, you should be able to use the base 58 library to let's see, where is it? Yeah, so basically to decode to turn your string for your the string of your private key into a unit 8 array like this, and then you can then turn it into like an actual unit 8 array, and we can start using it. So okay. So after this, we're just gonna do our keeper. So from this private key, we can get our keeper by just doing, web3 keeper that from secret key. And from secret key, it's just gonna be this, our private key, same thing, secret key, private key. All right, so now we have our wallet instance initiated for our trade right here to actually place our trades, right? And we didn't need these, but if you do have a string, like I said, use the base 58 library. Anyways, and in this get data function, we're gonna actually do another one. We're gonna create a const place positions, place position function. That'll be async as well. And inside of here, inside of the place position, we're gonna get our pari-mutual constants as well. Get pari-mutuals. Okay. So get pari-mutuals, we're gonna pass in right here the selected market. We get pari-mutuals then. Another one, we're just gonna get our. Alright, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna filter, right? I'm gonna paste this in here so you guys can see it as well. We're gonna filter our pari-mutuals. Actually, let's call this pari-mutuals. Or rather call it that. Okay. So through our pari-mutuals, we're gonna filter through the ones that are actually live, right? So we only want to see the pari-mutuals that we can place bets in, right? So because once a pari-mutual contest goes goes into like a actual like trading mode or live mode, we can't place any more bets. So we want to get the one that's before the live one. So we want to get the one that's like about to open or about to get live or about to get a strike. So that's the one that we're going to be filtering for. And as you can see right here, you can do this easily, but just, pari-mutuals, filter through the pari-mutuals array. And you got the actual pari-mutuals pari, or they're calling pari, then accounts. I don't know why I call them accounts. Anyways, we'll get the time window start. We turn it into number. We do, if it's, if the date of the time window start is more than the date now, and if the date is less than the date now, plus the duration. So we got to make sure that it's in the middle, just about to, go in, about to like actually, start going live. So we don't want it to be either live or expired. We just want it to be in the middle or before it actually. But yeah, anyways. Now that we got our actual context right here, we can get our pari-mutual contest pub key as well. So we get a pari-mutual contest pub key. So all you gotta do is just get the contest pub key. Just get a from pari contest from the first array, since it's only gonna be one object being returned. Then you do pub key and then to base 58. But in reality, this is already a pub key, so not sure what I did here. So you should be able to just do this, and you should be getting back just the public key as well. All right, perfect. All right, so now we already have our pub key as well. We can actually start placing trades. Yeah, nice. So right here, we're gonna do const, and we're gonna do text and hash, because this next method is gonna return an actual transaction hash. It's gonna place the bet for us, and it's gonna with the amounts and everything that we want, and it's going to then return as a taxon that we can then use. Put in sulfur and whatever, and just get it. And then we're going to do await. We're going to get the new method from pari-mutual web3 class, and right here we're going to do the place position method, right? So from here, place position, we're going to pass in a few bits of information. First, we're going to pass in our actual wallet, right, that we're going to be placing bets with. So in this case, we're going to do keeper as web3 that keeper. There we go. And then we're gonna do our pari-mutual pub key, so the pub key that we selected for. So the contest pub key right here. Oops, not you. Perfect. Then we're gonna pass in a number. So what size do you want to place amounts with? So at the moment, I have about let's see. Should be this one right here. I have about 100,000 USDC on DevNet, so I'm just gonna place a bet with let's say 50,000, right? Because I'm rich. So who cares, right? So 50,000, but then you also have to multiply it by the actual decimal value. So on here it should be times. I think we already initiated up here. Yep, USDC devs. So just times USDC dev decimals. Deck or something like that. Then the side, right? So what side do you want to place a bet in? In this case, we're gonna do SDK dot right. SDK that position side item, and we're gonna do long, for example. And after this seconds number, we're just gonna pass in date that's now for the timestamp right now. Perfect. All right, so we already have our place position function ready. Then I want to console log the actual transaction. So we do just console log open a string. I want to actually get the actual salt scan and everything. So I'm just going to copy this right here, paste in here, dash, open it up, and then just paste in tags and hash. So we can get the link and everything to the actual transaction. All right, that's all set for this. Now let's call our price position function down here with the get data below. I'm just gonna do one more thing right here. There we go. All right, and that should be it. Now we should be able to just run the file. There we go. Nice. All right, so we got everything that we needed. So we got our, we got all our contest data. We got as well the contest data that we want for one specific market, and we placed a bet on that specific market. And as you can see, we have the salt scan link right here. We can just go check it out here. There we go. The beauty of Solana is that you can make, like the live demos and everything, and you don't have to wait like 5 or 10 minutes for a transaction to go through. You just wait a few seconds and that's it. Not even a few seconds, actually, less than a second. In this case, it was actually 750 milliseconds. Now, the only problem comes when the Explorer is slower than Solana. I'm just going to copy this real quick and just try to see if it's faster if I just do this. Same thing, but I don't know. Might be faster. Oh God. Come on, salt scan. All right, let's try Solana FM. Oh, sorry. You know what? It's not SaltScan's fault. It's actually my fault because I forgot that we were on DevNet. So I forgot to actually set for DevNet. So it's my fault actually. There we go. Nice. All right. Sorry about that. So right here, as you can see, we have everything that we needed. So we have our, we placed our $50,000 bets. And actually, if you want to check it out, we can actually check it out on the the Pirate Mutual Network as well, because it should be here as well, the $50,000 one. I think it already went live, so we can't see it right now. But if we do place another bet, for example, if we do place a, we have a $50 one? No, it should be 50,000. Oh, there we go. Actually, we can see it because we have our wallet connected right here from the software wallet. So we place a bet from that same wallet. And we can see the position right here. So for $50,000 right here. I think it's so funny. So yeah, anyways. So, okay. It's perfectly timed, 5 minutes to end. So this has been an introduction to the Pirate Mutual SDK of the Hero Pirate Mutual Network. I am going to give you, I'm not going to give you my private key, of course, for this wallet, which shouldn't matter. I don't have anyone in there, but just, I just want to give it to you. So in here you would put your array, your private key. Okay, I'm gonna give you this script right here. The RPC, you can use this one, but I recommend you to use your own. Just get your own RPC, it's better. You can easily do that with Helios, as I showed you before. So I'm just gonna paste this in here. Oh, too long. Okay, it's too long. So I already pasted the get data one, so I'm just going to paste in here the place position one without the get data one, right? So I'm just going to delete this data one right quick. Let's see. All right, just going to delete this get data one. Perfect. So I can send this one too. All right. So we have the place position one. We have the get data one. I want to open this up more. All right. So you got the script right here from this actual class. And yeah, that's it for this. But now I got something fun for you guys. Okay. So now that you already know how to place bets and how you got an introduction to the pari-mutuel network, I'm gonna give you guys a challenge. All right. So let's put a price on this challenge as well. I'm gonna give 3,000 hero tokens, which should be worth around $300, right? To someone that creates a cool proof of concept project or product by end of the week. So you have until Friday to submit, and all you have to do is just actually, Tuan, how can we make them submit a this small project that they can do?
I think we can create a channel on Discord and people can submit their project. Yeah, you can see.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, nice. So I will, so Tuan will create a channel real quick for you, so you guys can, start talking. I'll be in the channel, so you can ping me and you can ask me any questions that you have about the SDK itself. And I want you guys to just get with the SDK, learn a little bit more. Also, I would recommend you to go through the, there's another here by example one for the pari-mutuel SDK, which is a TypeScript and React project where you'll be building this application right here. So I really recommend you guys to go through that as well. But I want you to just learn more about the SDK. Figure out an idea, right, about what you want to develop. It could be a game, it could be like a script, it could be a CLI tool, it could be some developer learning tool. Like, it doesn't really matter. It'll just have to be something creative, right? That's it. It could be even just a UI, right? Just a very nice UI for people to place bets on the pari-mutuel network. It could be just as simple as that, right? So whatever you want to do, it's just a quick challenge. You have until Friday, and you'll get 3,000 hero or $300 worth of hero, basically. So yeah, all right. Any questions right here? I want to answer some questions before we finish this. Let's see. No one?
Yes. And you talk about the POC. Do you have any recommendation or ideas for the builder can brainstorm about it?
So any ideas that they can build, basically? That's what you're saying?
Yes.
All right, let's see. Any ideas? To be honest, I'm so in the product that it's hard for me to think of any more ideas, right? Because I've seen, like, for example, last week, I was teaching a 2-week cohort with Super Team. In general, I got some people from Vietnam, I got some people from India, some from Turkey, Nigeria, and everything, and they come up with a lot of ideas. A few of the ideas that they come up with basically are like a analytics tool for the pari-mutuel network. Someone came up with an idea to place bets with basically that connects to the Jupyter API to place bets in any token, which that was pretty cool. Someone's making a better UI for placing bets, so like a very, very nice user experience. Somebody's making a very what else is there? Somebody's making a learning tool. Somebody's making a game. So I mean, there's a lot of things that you can think of for the pari-mutuel network. I know it's hard sometimes to think what you can do here, but that's where people like differentiate themselves. When they get their creativity and whatnot. And yeah, and by the way, if you do it in groups as well, you can do it. You can do it with somebody else as well. I can match the contribution to like another person. So if you do it in groups, it could be like I can give you guys 400 USD worth of hero tokens. If you do it like in groups of 2, for example, right? So if you want to do it with somebody else, you can do it with somebody else. And yeah, just really depends on what you think. Because look, we could make this as simple as just make a great UI, like everybody just make a great UI for the pari-mutuel SDK for somebody to place a bet in. Simple as that. It could be just that, right? But I also want to give you like creative, like I want to give you guys, to like explore your creativity and build something that you think it's gonna be very cool and that people can use, right? So whatever you want to do, you just try to do it. And also bonus points if you try to research on the actual dexterity protocol and build something with the dexterity SDK. that's actually, that you can get bonus points for that, and I could even give you more hero as well for that, right? So it just depends on what you build. Like if you really want to explore more about the hero network and explore about dexterity, you can do that. If you just want to stick to priority mutuals, that's perfectly fine, and you have until the end of the week to build a project. So yeah, all right. So whenever Tuan, did you create the channel already?
Oh, sorry. I can create a channel after the workshop and can add you to the
Perfect.
channel. Yeah, cool.
Great. Just tag me and I'll be in there.
Yeah.
All right, guys. It's been awesome. If you have any questions, please just send me a DM. I'll answer all the questions that I can. About the development side, like anything that you need help with, I'll be your guy. So yeah, excited for this. Excited to see what you guys can come up with, and for the lucky of you to get a prize for it as well. So yeah. All right, guys. It's been great. I gotta go now, but yeah, see you guys later.